Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Bitsandbolts. Today we're playing Apex Legends 50 times. Why Apex Legends? Because it's popular and I need the views. FYI, the idea for this video is totally stolen from Luke the Notable's 100 Drops videos. I would recommend his channel, but he makes Fortnite videos, and you know how I feel about that. For anyone who doesn't know, Apex Legends is a battle royale style game similar to Fortnite or PUBG, where 60 people jump out of a flying drone thing into a map called King's Canyon and duke it out until there's one squad left. Apex Legends differs from the other two though in multiple ways. For starters, the only way to play is squads, specifically squads of 3. This took some time to wrap my head around, but eventually I got used to it and quite liked it. Really, winning or losing a game depends on how well you and your squad work together and whether or not you know how to hold a gun. Another thing that makes Apex different is the ability to choose champions. Each one has their own unique abilities, and it will take some time for you to figure out which ones you like best. But keep in mind, the order in which you choose your champion is in random, so if someone picks your preferred champion before you, you're stuffed. There, of course, are more to Apex than what I've just mentioned, and I'll go over some of its features in the video. So, let's jump in to Apex Legends. Opening up the game, the first thing we see is a lovely little intro with out-of-sync audio.
They kill you, they're better.
This bugs me so much. Anywho, the first thing you get to do is a bit of training. How to move, how to shoot, how to stab people with needles, you know, the usual stuff. So now that I know how to walk to my own death, it's time for game 1. Going into this, I knew very little about Apex, so I was obviously quite confused. I didn't know anything about the Legends, but I heard Wraith was good. I don't know, something about the hitboxes. My squad decided to drop in at Skull Town. I would later find this place to be the second hell. I dropped in and picked up a longbow. I found people near me, much to my horror, and instinctively started spraying and praying. Apparently my teammate was even worse than me, as he got knocked immediately. Yeah, sorry bud, I'm not going down there to help you. I ran away like a coward, but at least I'm not dead! Ha! Unfortunately, my pitiful existence would not last long, as we soon encountered more people. I actually knocked one before eating a face full of grenade. Game 2! I chose Wraith again. Why not? Oh boy, I'm the jump master! I have no idea what that means. Looks like responsibility, so like any good adult, I fobbed it off to someone else. Boris decided High Desert was a good place to go. Wonder why you chose that, Boris. Having a good time getting loot. Frick! Even with my limited knowledge, I knew staying together would help my survival time. It didn't! I died a horrible death. Off to a good start. In game 3, I was Jump Master again. I think I'm getting pretty good at avoiding responsibility. Squad landed River Center. Not much happened except for my teammate begging for a weapon like a pauper.
I need a weapon. I need a weapon. I need a weapon.
Stop asking me, you cretin. You can wait your turn. We stumbled upon a lonely lifeline and killed her ruthlessly. And I totally helped. Yeah. Oh well, at least I got to stab a robot with a syringe. But unfortunately for us, her teammate came back with a vengeance. We were all weak, and I missed all of my shots.
I only beat you because I want to win.
In game 4, we dropped into this weird ship thingy. He died immediately. I forgot to hit record for game 5, but you can see how well I did. Ah yes, 0, my favorite number. In game 6, someone had the audacity to choose Wraith before me. So I picked Pathfinder. I don't know, he's a robot. Kinda works with my shtick. We dropped the floaty thing again. I was stressed out and afraid, so my compatriot gave me a pep talk. Thanks buddy, I really needed that. Thanks to the power of a crackling keyboard, ATP booted off the other competition from the ship. I noticed the others were on the ground. It was a long drop and I didn't know whether or not you took full damage. Take that, Mum, I jumped off the cliff with the rest of the kids, and I'm doing fine. But I probably should have listened to Mum, because pretty soon after I hit the ground, the game crashed on me. In Game 7, my squad dropped in the airbase. This is a really good space to drop if you know how to maneuver it. Though because of the high level gear in it, it's usually quite packed, and things can get pretty ugly pretty quick. Luckily, no one else dropped here, so we had a leisurely time looting it. We didn't encounter any competition, so we just chilled out and did things like climb a mountain for no apparent reason. Fun! Our good fortune wouldn't last long, however, as we soon encountered another squad. And since I'm an absolute noob, I had no power to stop them. It ended pretty quick and pretty ugly. In Game 8, I picked Pathfinder because Bug411 had the nerve to pick Wraith before me. That swine. Anyway, we dropped artillery, and I shot a stick. Not much else besides that happened. Further on, we counted another squad. We killed them, but I didn't really help much. As things progressed, we camped around a building near caves, but this time things didn't go so well for us. The other two were killed. I was in a bit of a pickle. I knew that my survival was almost solely dependent on those two being alive, but their beacons were crawling with other people. I decided to do the honourable thing and try and save them. I love how sad Pathfinder's quotes are when the rest of the squad is dead.
Just a minute until the ring closes. At least I don't have to wait for anyone.
Unfortunately, my good intentions weren't enough, and I died pitifully. In Game 9, I managed to snag Wraith before anyone. I could just tell Captain Pugsy was going to pick her before me. You always were a bad apple, Pugsy. He kept telling me to separate. I think he was just jealous. Pretty soon, my teammates found some unsuspecting scrubs and beat the pulp out of them. I also participated. We encountered some other people.
Trying to murder and me from this distance.
Unfortunately, when I think Apex Legends, this quote comes to mind. It's engraved in my consciousness. Despite my misgivings about Pugsy Wugsy, he did a pretty good job. He killed 4 enemies, and I could barely use a zipline. So we were a pretty evenly balanced team. But apparently the other squads didn't care about our balance and ripped us to shreds. Whoa, Pugsy, keep it PG. Even though this game is MA. Whatever. Ooh, double digits. Game 10, I decided to play as Lifeline. Why not, right? Things were going swell until our beloved Jump Master decided we should land Skulltown. I died almost instantly. Like I said, second help. I honestly love Pathfinder's quotes. They're so good.
Don't beat yourself up. Leave that to me. That was a joke.
In Game 11, I finally took responsibility of my life and actually did my job as Jump Master. I chose the swamp because it was the furthest place from the dropship I could find. I have no self-confidence. Anyway, we died pretty quick. Nothing else interesting happened, so whatever. Game 12 was over in 48 seconds. Typical. In Game 13, I picked Pathfinder. I'm really starting to like him. He has so much personality, and it's a nice change from the emo-ness of Wraith.
I knew this end would come. Just didn't know when.
Oh my gosh, stop whining! No one feels sorry for you! Anywho, nothing much happened for most of the match. We strolled them through the cascades, and I picked up a massive shotgun, which apparently is one of the rarest guns in the game. What good fortune! Time to waste it. We encountered another squad soon, and they were even more pitiful than us. We showed them though who the real champions were. Though to be honest, if they had actually tried to assault us, we would probably have died. As the ring closed, we hustled on to a little house near bunker. Another squad sensed fresh meat and confronted us. In the ensuing fight, I actually got a kill. I did. I swear. Look, I have footage. I told you I would, Mum. With those kiddies out of the way, another squad smelled the pungent aroma of blood and rushed in to remove our spleens. I died, but I took another one down with me. I got a headshot with the Mastiff. That man was not getting up again. In Game 14, my squad and I dropped Tilted Towers. No, wait, please come back. It gets better, I swear. We actually landed Watchtower, which is actually a pretty good place if you don't get mugged by angry bystanders. Which we didn't, so that's good. Skipping on a little bit, we got into a fight with another squad on the mountainside near bridges. On further analysis, I can see a lot of things we did wrong. For starters, we had a clear advantage in this lookout. We had height, which is so useful in this game. But because of our impatience, we rushed them. We got separated and cut down. But at least I can see why we lost and hopefully improve on it in the future. Game 15, everything was fine until Mr. Brook 5 left us. To be honest, I would have done the same in his position. Well, we died, so it looks like Mr. Brook made the right call. For Game 16, our teammate also left us. I'm starting to take this personally. We both died. I don't know what else you were expecting. Game 17 lasted a little longer. We dropped Slum Lakes and overall had a rather pleasant time. But in the first house I went into, I found a lonely Wraith. I should have won this fight. I had better guns and the element of surprise. But I didn't, because I'm trash. Thankfully, my friend bailed me out, but I was still pretty cheesed about that incident. As we moved on, we encountered a guy on the hill in bridges. He had the height advantage, but there was 3 of us. Well, more like 2.5. He tried to escape, but my squad wouldn't let him go that easily. He died, and I helped kill him. Kind of. Close to this little spot, we found a squad in Watchtower South. We traded some shots until our bloodhound friend, J.K. Cutton, got a little too enthusiastic and rushed the squad without us. We tried defending him, but he got shot down. I decided to scoot over and help him out. But despite my incredible teamwork, we were overrun. But at least I tried. In Game 18, our squad had a domestic, and we went our separate ways. I killed an unarmed man before being blown apart by his teammates. I thought this would be the end for me, but it wasn't. Hearing my screeches of distress, XSE-03 came to my rescue, and absolutely brutalized my nearby killers. This is a feature I really like in Apex. If you die, you drop a banner. If your teammates pick it up in time, he can deliver it to a beacon, and you drop back in again. It's pretty hard to pull off, as your corpse is usually surrounded by the people that killed you, but it's definitely doable. I dropped just in time to hear my teammate get killed. I knew I had to return the same life-giving favor, but I had no gun and I was killed. I'm honestly surprised how long it took for them to notice me. I'm literally a giant killer robot. How hard can it be to see me? In Game 19 we landed artillery. We looted for a while and encountered no one for a very long period of time. Until we did, and died. Oh boy, I love repetition. In Game 20 we were the champion squad. What does that mean? I don't know, I really don't. Something about being the best player in the last game, but what I do know is that we got absolutely annihilated. What happened to the best player, Melodious? Look, I'm sure what you wanted from this video is an in-depth analysis of how I played Apex and how to get better. And all I can say is, sorry. Game 22! Yeah, get excited, because I'm not. We dropped Cascades. I was having a good time until my teammates stole all my loot. They deserve the death they got. I died as well, but I definitely didn't deserve it. For Game 22, our squad decided artillery was the way to go. No one else dropped there, so we had a relatively quiet time looting. At this point, I'm understanding the game a little bit better. But some things still confuse me. Like, why do my teammates keep asking for a hop-up? Do they want a piggyback ride or something?
I mean, peacekeeper.
What? You want a mediator or something? 2 minutes into the game and our squad's already having quarrels? You guys are weird. Near Artillery Underpass, we bumped into another squad. I knocked one, and knowing I was going to die, spent all of my energy on killing him. Ha! Maybe I could have lived if I hadn't focused exclusively on murdering that bloodhound. But I don't care! Riding high on that other failure, we dropped artillery again. Things went as usual, looted around, found an enemy, missed all of my shots. Died. Thankfully my teammates were there to clean up the mess I made, and brought me back with a beacon. Though at the exact moment I was saved, I had to leave, so sorry, I guess. I don't really know if we won or not, so I'm just gonna mark that one down as a maybe. In Game 23, I switched things up and picked Bangalore as my champion. Certainly not because Shadow Ghost picked Pathfinder first! I've heard good things about her, so I thought I'd give her a try. She seems okay, though her quotes suck.
No cluster foxtrots in my unit.
What does that mean? I tried looking it up, I still don't know. The closest thing I got was Charlie Foxtrot, which means... actually, never mind. So yeah, we dropped artillery again, and this time we actually did encounter some competition. Nothing we can't handle, or more appropriately, we can handle nothing. In Game 25, I forgot to hit record, but I don't think you would have liked to see what happened anyway. "26. Hey, I actually hit record this time. Things are looking up. Though for some reason I only had one other teammate. As if things weren't hard enough. Well, we dropped artillery again. Why? Because I felt like it. And speaking of felt, I sure felt those bullets. Oh yeah, my teammate abandoned me. Probably should have done the same, to be honest. In Game 27, we dropped Skulltown. Clearly my teammates were suicidal. You know, it took me past these 50 drops to realize that Skulltown is named after the giant animal skull in the town. I honestly don't know how I could have been so unobservant. Outside Skulltown, my squad encountered some other guys and beat them to a pulp. Our good fortunes didn't last long, however, because soon after, my teammate who did all of the work left. Yeah, things weren't looking good. I doubt Eden Elite was going to do much for us. I was right, as he died first to this caustic. And I quickly followed suit. For Game 28, we dropped Repulsor Station, a location I have not dropped yet. It's usually pretty busy, as you'll see later on, but the loot there is quite nice. Really, it's a high-risk, high-reward location. I wouldn't recommend it if you're starting out, but as you grow more confident, you can try dropping there more often. There we go, help for advice. I'm officially a life coach. As you can see, I'm experimenting a little more with pins. I didn't know how to close the panel without putting down a pin, however, so I was probably giving my teammates a lot of mixed messages. Well, nothing new there. Progressing further into match, we have another perfect example of a team being complete idiots. You may remember in game 14 we had a very similar setup. Our squad was on lookout, we had height advantage and the element of surprise, but we squandered it by rushing forward instead. I should have learnt my lesson by now, but clearly I didn't. I was a little more hesitant to jump off the cliff with the other kids, but I did it anyway. I was going to die regardless, so might as well die with my pals. Looking back, we were in an even worse situation than before. We jumped down, giving them the high ground, and effectively tossed them the advantage. Knowing I wouldn't last long on this muddy hill, I threw every grenade I could. It looked very scary, but by that time they had already moved away. Well, we died, obviously. Definitely deserved it.
My accuracy is getting better every day, right?
It's over!
Pathfinder.
I have the high ground! You underestimate my
Hemlock.
Don't try it!
It's simple, really. I'm just better than you.
Anakin!
Hey, it's game 29! Is that significant? Probably not, but I like to stay positive. Teammate,
but
I
I
didn't because I'm trash. Anyway, we died. Well, I picked Pathfinder again. Stick with let you know, I guess. Speaking of which, we dropped Repulsor again. We weren't so lucky this time, however, as my teammate was literally the first person in the game to die. My other teammate, Lemmy Wiggins 2010, also died. I tried defending his honor, but I only had an average gun and one grenade, so I was quickly dealt with. You can kill me, but you will never kill my spirit! In game 30, I was paired with a Mirage and a Racist.
Why do we want to head for Rio de Janeiro? Get it? 'Cause Rio's a hole.
Nisa, I don't know what you have against Rio de Janeiro, but keep it to yourself. So, what happened for the rest of the game, you ask? We died. Stop asking. Game 31 started like any old game, but ended unlike any other. There are some things I just can't tell you about. So you'll just have to imagine what happened. Actually, I forgot to hit record, and judging from my stats, I didn't do so hot. Probably best you didn't see it, to be honest. Game 32, we dropped artillery. I, of course, picked Pathfinder. Silver A9 picked Wraith, and what's-his-face chose Gibraltar. Funnily enough, Gibraltar is the only champion, besides the 3 other champions you have to unlock, that I didn't play as. Mainly because I heard his hitboxes were too big, making him easier to hit and overall a bad pick. Also, he's Kiwi. No, wait, please, I'm Australian. I can make this joke. I'm not racist, I swear! Well, V11ZR could probably sense my distaste for a champion and decide to leave. So it was just Silver A9 and me left. But Silver died, and things really just went downhill from then on. My last words were, I hate this game.
It's okay.
Yep, I've already started raging. It's like fork and knife all over again. In game 33, I could have quit, but I decided to press on for those sweet, sweet views. As you can see, I picked Bangalore again. I decided to blame my losses on Pathfinder's big hitboxes, so I thought going with someone smaller might help. And her abilities are pretty cool. If you're in a pickle, you can launch some smoke grenades, and if your meter has filled up, you can call down a devastating missile barrage. Used well, these abilities can really help you out in combat. I, of course, don't know how to use them, or anything else for that matter. I basically just flopped about aimlessly until I was killed. Sensing a bit of a pattern with these games. For game 34, I forgot to hit record. At this point, you really should come to expect that from me. Game 35! That means we only have another 15 more games to go through. Hang with me there, we're nearly done. We dropped airbase again because of reasons. Remember how I said it was a pretty nasty place to drop when it's busy? Well, I wasn't exaggerating, because I got mauled almost the moment I dropped down. To rub salt into the wound, this Octane used a finisher on me. I don't know how he did it, but it looked pretty cool. So at least I went out in style. Kind of. For game 36, we crashed down in Cascades. I chose Lifeline for this one. I don't know why. Maybe I'm tired of Bangalore's stupid quotes.
Body shield here. Level 1. You need one if you don't have it.
Yes, I know I need a body shield. Thank you for reminding me. Well, as we were looting, we found some other chums who had the audacity to drop here as well. We engaged, but things went very pear-shaped very quickly. Both my teammates died, and I solely held the responsibility of our future in my hands. As you probably could have told, I'm not great with responsibility. The vermin swarmed into the hut I was sheltering in. Another lifeline poked her head up from the stairs, so I removed it with my peacekeeper. I could tell I was about to die, so I was gonna take one down with me. Good stuff.
Look at
In game 37 I reverted back to Bangalore. Me and the boys hopped on down to Bridges. Most of the game really just consisted of us looting. It was literally 11 minutes before we found someone. We did a little bit of sniping on the skull outside Skulltown. Well, my buddy Skullfinder did. I just hung about like a wallflower. Our teammate JE57ER, or however he wanted to pronounce, got a little frisky and ran off. He got majorly oofed, so we had to go and save him from his precarious situation. And by we, I mean Skullfinder. I stayed back and provided moral support. I kept pressing G and accidentally popping smoke because I didn't know the keyboard bindings. When I record, the bottom of the screen is cut off, so I can't see my health or the bindings. Skullboy ran back with what's-his-face banner, but as he was repairing, we got attacked again. Oh my gosh, get out of my way, go die somewhere else! He did, and so did I. I'm gonna blame that one on the fact I didn't know my bindings. Yeah, that's it. For game 38, we plunged into Skulltown. Things got hot real quick. There was just gangs of people coming at us all the time. We fended off most of them. I'll be honest, Wacky Zero kind of carried us. But they just kept coming. As a squad, we did get some pretty good kills, and I actually helped this time. But I had like no ammo in my SMG, so I couldn't do a whole lot. You know, looking back at our inevitable demise, if I had healed at the end, I may not have died. Like, yet again, I couldn't see my health bar.
What? One of them has to be aimbot.
Yeah, I bet he stream snipes and fork knife as well. We dropped into Cascades for game 39. Everything was just dandy until Gaijin stole all my stuff. Later, Gaijin died somewhere else, alone and unloved. That's what you get, you freaking kleptomaniac! Ellen Avocado got trapped by another squad. I tried to help, but by the time I got there, they had already prematurely cut off his lifespan. No, Alan! I had no grievances with you! In a fit of rage, I killed a random passerby. Gee, the R99 did some serious damage up close. Definitely a good gun. I'd finally worked out what my button was for a special, so I decided to put it to good use. Or at least try. I didn't actually do anything. But hey, it's still progress. In game 40, I forgot to hit record. Again. All I had written down was that things went dandy, but OBS didn't record. And by that, I mean I was too forgetful to hit record. These next 9 games are going to be some of the best. I think you'll be able to see some serious improvement. But not in this game! We got destroyed! Game 42. This one's significant, so pay attention, kiddies. We dropped Repulsor Station, because we're real men! Or maybe men and women, I don't want to assume. We got into a little firefight in these tunnels, trading shots. I separated from those other two and went to the top of the hangar, but was ambushed! The whole squad came for me. You would think this would be the end for me, but you would be wrong! I got an amazing headshot on this Octane, giving him a severe head injury that would bother him for the rest of his pitiful life. The Pathfinder came to help him out. I had almost no health, only a couple hits and I was dead. As I retreated, I backed into a jump pad the Octane had placed, then removed that Pathfinder's head from his disgusting body. Seeing my undying rage, their teammate ran off to try and escape his inevitable doom. He died sometime later, probably from fear of my unquenchable power. At the end of the brawl, I was low on health, so I made a point of constantly reminding my teammates of that.
I need help. I need help.
I need help! We pushed until we reached the river's end. I could hear footsteps of someone who had the gall to follow us. He shot me in the back like the coward he was. I popped smoke and made a strategic withdrawal. As he waddled out of the building, I could vaguely see him in all the smoke, and I did the one thing that came most natural. Great prey. Oh, and yeah, I killed him. We camped around the area for a little while until we saw another squad. They were starting to overwhelm us a little, and my 2 teammates retreated to the shack on the cliff top. I stayed behind because I'm unobservant and I didn't see them go. Things were pretty bleak. I was stuck in a shed with the squad staring down at me, but I managed to escape, albeit a little worse for wear, with the help of my buddy, the Nudgenator. As we defended our position, I got sniped hard. Nudgenator helped me out, but alas, our efforts weren't enough, and we were overrun. But I still got 3 kills! I count that as a victory. If that isn't enough for you, you can leave. No, wait, don't. I need the watch time. The problem with doing so well previously is that people expect you to perform just as well in the next game. Which I didn't, not even close. But I eliminated their teammate before I died. In game 44, I did just as bad. Wow, this is not good for my self-esteem. So for game 45, we dropped the same place. Again, this was obviously a bad idea, but I couldn't do anything about it. I mean, that's why we have pins, but I didn't want to be that guy. Patupe 685 missed our landing.
Missed, dude!
Oof, things are getting pretty salty already. I can sense this is going to be a quick one. I was right! Duh. Yeah, you know how I said these are going to be some of my best games? Well, I only meant that one where I got 3 kills was going to be my best game. The rest is trash. Yep, I forgot to hit record on game 46. I don't know what happened. Probably wasn't good. Game 47 lasted longer than 3 minutes. Yay! We landed artillery again. I know this place like the back of my hand now. Then suddenly, as I was looting, someone threw a grenade at me. I could have died! But I didn't, so I kept looting. I've got a good feeling about this. I don't, because I know what happens. But we'll keep going anyway. Our buddy Carter Jones had to take a toilet break, so he left us. Goodbye, brother. You will be missed. When he had left, we were almost immediately beset upon by vermin, as if he was holding the forces of darkness at bay. But with a name like Carter Jones, I doubt it. We huddled in the shed like the scared children we were. We eventually had to leave the circle pushed in. The scared kiddies, us if you didn't pick up, waddled around a little bit until a squad found us. Well, at least it was quick. For 48, we landed in Water Tree. No one else was there, so we looted unhindered. Yeah, not much else happened. We just ran about and made small talk. What's new for you guys?
I need optics for an LMG.
Yeah, not bad. Yourself? Our pleasant conversation wouldn't last forever. Fortunately, as the team far less polite than we were attacked us. The swine. We died, and I blame it on the fact that Felix7747 left us mid-game. Game 49, second last game, which is important that I state in case some of you can't do basic math, and I assume most of you can't. We dropped artillery again. I'm pretty sure this is my most dropped location, but I'm not going to look back to check. We got into a fight with 2 squads at the same time. We were stuck in a little gap, with a certain chance of dying. Thankfully, those guys were trash. I even got a kill. We moseyed on down to Cascade, which in Hebrew is loosely translated as Death Pit of Intense Agony, and were beset upon by a squad. We died. Felix got really salty.
Use your mic game.
You can't tell me what to do, you're not my mom. Game 50, this is it, the big one. We've done pretty shoddy so far, so can we pull in a win at the very end? No, not even close. It's actually depressing seeing how bad that game was. So that was me, playing Apex Legends 50 times. Overall, I really enjoyed it. It's definitely a game I would come back to and play consistently. I mean, it's not Smash, which I adore, play it if you haven't. But Apex is still a great game. The purpose of this video was, like I said, to get views, but also to get a good understanding of the game. You can see a significant change in the gameplay from game 1 to game 50. Sure, I died a lot, but I got better, and that's the point. Before I end off this video, I want to give a special shout out to my $15 patron sponsor, Wes Billingham. He's a personal friend of mine, so show him some love in the comment section below. I also want to shout out Luke Wan. He's also a friend of mine, and he makes actually really good videos. You know, he made this one about Nazi dominoes. Actually, that's probably not the best one to start with. You should still subscribe to him, though. He's not a fascist. Don't flag him. Well, anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. This video took far too long to make. I did the math. It was about 20 hours, I kid you not, 20 hours of editing. And then, like, with recording the gameplay and writing the scripts, it was like all in all like 35 hours or something. That's like 6 weeks of work. So if this video bombs, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be real mad. Thanks for watching!